Welcome everyone to Mystics Outlook. It's been a little while on the other side of the All-Star break in the WNBA. That said, the Mystics started their second half of the season on the road in LA just a short while ago. They beat the Sparks 94-81, big game from Elena Deladon. Um, Obviously, joined two co-hosts. As always, you got Cardell Dudley Jr., Raymond Lyons. I want to get straight to it. Cardell, we'll start with you. Just your thoughts on the Mystics starting the second half season with the win.
I mean, they did what they should do. They handled business with Naneko Gumake being a late scratch right before the game started with a non-COVID related illness. They went in there and handled business. Truthfully, they dominated. It really wasn't close. They turned the Sparks over a lot. I think the Sparks finished with 18 turnovers. They had 8 in the first quarter alone. And when the Mystics were kind of struggling offensively, those turnovers helped them get out and run and get easy baskets, and that's what fed into their offense. And they got in rhythm. And from then on, it was just a matter of just executing on both ends. The only reason why the game wasn't over and then the starters were sitting in the fourth quarter were the Mystics at times got sloppy and turned the ball right back over. They blew layups underneath the basket, and that allowed the Sparks to, kind of stay within striking range, but they never really threatened the Mystics. Deladon, this is the second game in a row. She looks like 2019 Deladon. She looked good, like moving well, scoring with ease, man. And Shanae Ogwumike, she was playing some tough defense on her, but Deladon showed why she's Deladon. You know what I mean? She was deadly efficient, and when I mean by efficient, not just scoring the ball efficiently. She don't waste a lot of movement, a lot of dribbles. Man, she get right to the point, get to her spot, shot goes up, and oftentimes it's going in. Natasha Cloud had an amazing all around game. Like I said, the key for her is when she hitting outside shots, she could dictate the game like no one else because we all know her strength is playmaking and defense and whatnot. She's a big guard, so she can get downhill and finish inside. When she's hitting outside shots, it's lights out for the rest of the guards in the league. Tonight she was. She had, Deladon had 26, but Cloud had 21 and 9 assists on 6 of 11 shooting. Deladon was 10 of 14, 4 or 5 from deep. I think she was 3 or 3 from deep in the fourth quarter. So that tells you all you need to know about that production. Shatori Walker Kimbrough was another one that stepped up, had 12 points off the bench, 5 of 8. She had some timely shots, was getting after it defensively. But the thing outside of not turning the ball over, they finished with 13. They had a few sloppy ones down the stretch, but for the most part, they took care of the ball when they had to, and that's when they blew the game open. The efficiency for the Mystics was crazy. They shot 50% from the field, 45% from deep, 85% from the free throw line. It ain't really much you can do after that, man. They're not turning the ball over. They're hitting every shot, and they're turning you over. Obviously, the win is going to go in their favor. So, all in all, it was a good win coming out of the break. I wanted to see if they would come out with a sense of urgency to get this win, and they did. Like I said, the Neko Gumake wasn't there, but hey, no team felt sorry for the Mystics when Deladon wasn't there. So, take the win and keep it moving.
Right. All right, Ray, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, man, they was just in control from start to finish. The Sparks was playing catch up the whole time, and then they would make little pushes here and there, get within like 5 points, but the Mystics had an answer every time. Starting with Deladon, like Cardell said, man, she's looking good at this point in the season, and yeah, they got 7 of their last 10 at home, and their schedule's a little more spaced out during the second half. So yeah, that's definitely gonna bode well for continued recovery. But yeah, man, they at times during this game they looked like how we expected them to look. Moving the ball well, getting high quality shots, and then even when the Sparks played good defense, they were still able to finish. So yeah, it wasn't much LA could do tonight. Cardell talked about the turnovers. The Washington won on the rebounding battle as well. They they just checked too many boxes, and that's why the game went the way it did. They won by 13, but it wasn't even that close to be perfectly honest. Um, Yeah, it was just a wire to wire. Well, I think LA scored the first basket, but then Washington answered with like an 8-0 run, and then it was just off to the races. But LA stayed in there for Brittany Sykes. She had a solid game. Chene Agumake had a solid game as well. But it was just too much to overcome. The Mystics were clicking on all cylinders for most of this game, and when they're playing at that level, they can rumble with any team in the league.
Yeah. Go
Before you
ahead.
go, I mean, I know you're not fond, but I got to shout out Katie Lou Samuelson. She hit some bombs tonight. She hit some bombs. She kept them in it. Like,
Mhm.
4 or 5 from deep, 6 or 8 from the field. Like, that's what I mean. That's what Ray's saying. If she didn't hit those shots, like I said, it'd have been a Warriors type outcome. Midway through the third, rest the starters, let the reserves finish out the game. It'd have been like that. But yeah, she was looking like she did back in college at the time. She was hitting some bombs. So she was definitely a big. Her and Sykes, like Tolliver late and the Agumake, those were the 4 mainstays for the Sparks.
Yeah, nah. Hey, look, whatever's going on, you can give credit where it is due. And like you guys said, without that 16, would have been way worse, as you both mentioned. Look, I see no need for me to pile on. You guys both laid out what happened quite well. That said, let's get to player of the game, next factor. I'm going to pretend to be shocked, but here you guys go, player of the game.
It's done.
Yeah, man. No need to even waste words.
All right, let me let me try not to be shocked for the second time this evening. Your X factor for tonight was
Cloud.
Okay, cool.
So
that was great. We're gonna stick with the theme of efficiency this evening, set by Don and the Mystics. Again, Ray talked about it a little bit earlier when we were recording this week's type of focus. Imperative for them to get off to a good start in the second half. You're gonna see a lot of teams, that flip switch we see it happen kind of, on the men's side in the NBA. Once All-Star break happens, kind of, that flip switch. And think about it. It's less games, season's more congested. Yeah, switch flipped, and let's see if it continues, right? This is the thing. One game, we all know what we thought of this team going into this year. So while this one game is good, it's about carrying this over, sustaining this if they can throughout the second half of the season. And what Coach T said at the beginning of the year, said that the last couple years, goal for his teams is always to be kind of peaking towards the end of the year. So right now, it's a great first step in the right direction. And we'll see how they fare. Like Ray said, I thought it was a great point. Them playing a season high 24 games in the first half, giving them some rest, knowing how many of their key pieces kind of need the rest as they start ramping things up. Them extra days go in their favor. Should do them well. But again, thank you guys for tuning in to Mystics Outlook. See you guys very soon.